The elements of music, which are very commonly known to everybody, and this is what I want to zip through because it's you kids all know this. Two primary elements of music are rhythm and pitch. Rhythm is action and time. All musical events have a measurable duration in real time. You can listen to a note and time it with a stopwatch. That's what computers do. Computers listen to music at a thousand beats a second or something. So if you play something into a computer, it can remember it and divide those durations into thousandths of a second. That's what all these computer programs that you can play music into it, and it remembers it and writes it down. And what it does is it rounds it off to thousandths of a second. So, for instance, it'll say a quarter note is half a second. So anything that's close to half a second, it'll write down as a quarter note, and so on. Pitch is frequency of sound event, measured in hertz. H-R-E-Z. Remember that my computer writes big Z's. Vibrations per second. Rhythm consists of a basic pulse, recurring regularly in time, and subdivisions, longer and shorter groupings of that pulse. This is where I wondered, well, let's go on. Imagine a river flowing down its bed at a constant rate. Then imagine logs of different lengths floating past. The short logs go past faster than the long ones. And basically what you're doing when you're playing a piece of music is you're walking across the river, jumping from short logs to long logs. And in order to keep your rhythm so you can not fall off into the water, the river has to be going by at a constant rate. If the river sped up and slowed down, you'd fall in the water and never make it across. Okay, musical rhythm is like logs floating in the river. Now, the easiest way to get a handle on this idea of division is to just do it. So let's take a listen to this little drum beat. There's our pulse. Each one of those pulses is a second long. There are 60 of them in a minute. Now, if we speed up the pulse, we get this. Now, this is a different speed pulse, but they're all the same. This one is going 90 beats a minute. This one here is slower. This is going 30 times a minute, which means once every 2 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002. Now let's listen to the pulse subdivided. This file starts with a drum sound and a clapping sound. They clap together 4 times, and then you'll hear the clapping goes twice as fast as the pulse. I'll show you the pulse first. Now the pulse stays the same. The clapping is twice as fast. Show you that now. Now the subdivision. So, if you can do that, you're well on the way to understanding musical time, because almost all musical divisions are in groups of 2. Now let's listen to a pulse and clap twice as slow. So there'll be 2 pulses for every one of our claps. Again, we start with 4 claps together, and then the pulse and the clap divide. 2, 3, 4. Pulse, 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 and the clap. Now, having said that the most common division of the pulse is duple divisions, either times 2 or times half, time is also very commonly divided into groups of 3. So let's take a look at that. Here's a pulse. I'll your pulse. We've learned how to do that. Now, let's listen to the clap and see how that divides it into threes. 3, 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. The pulse stays the same. The divided into 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's have you do it. Now you guys, let's all clap together. Now these are all the medium-sized logs. Now, you guys keep clapping that speed. Ambrose, you're going to go to half notes. Ready? Go. Okay, let's go back to quarters. Now you guys go to half notes. Ready? Go. 1. Okay, together. Quarters. Now, Ambrose is going to go to eighth notes. You're going to go twice as fast as they are. Ready? Right. Got that? Back to quarters. Okay, you guys go to eighths. Ready? Go. Great, a genius class. Okay. Did you all get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Music is about jumping back and forth between different subdivisions of a pulse. We could get trickier. Let's do it trickier. Do it again. Quarters. Ambrose, go to triplets. Got that? Quarters. You go to triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Right. So, it would be a lot more fun if we were all be in the same room, but that's not going to happen. Emily, this... Now continuing with our lecture on musical time, we're getting into rhythmic notation now. This slide contains 3 symbols which we must learn to interpret. A black dot with a stem on it, a circle with a stem on it, and a big circle. Now we've been talking a great deal about pulse. A pulse can be notated by any division that we choose, but by far the most common division is the quarter note, and so very often the quarter note is thought of as the pulse. It's not always, but we'll start with that. Notice the main features of the code. We have open or filled in ovals, which have stems or no stems. Now study this chart carefully because you have to be able to reproduce this chart. But it's not very hard because if you had 7th grade fractions, you know how to do it. A whole note is 1 over 1. So a half note is 1 over 2. A quarter note is 1 over 4. The fractions work just like normal fractions. This frame continues with the idea of duple divisions. For the class, you will have to answer questions like how many quarter notes are there in a half note? How many eighth notes are there in a whole note, etc. Much for the class, trust me. But I just figured. Thanks for alerting me that you're catching up. It'll come back to you. It's like riding a bike, I guess, or riding a trombone. Okay. Once again, these things are not written right. The pulse, the quarter note, is most of the time called the quarter note. All the other rhythmic divisions get their names from this basic fractional designation. So a quarter note is that much. Multiply, well, actually do it the other way. Let's go to whole note. A whole note is a 1. I need to, there. Whole note is equal to 1. Now multiply 1 times 2, and you get a half. Multiply 2 times 2, and you get a quarter. Multiply 4 times 2, you get an eighth. This is what an eighth looks like. Multiply 8 times 2, you get a 16th. All the rhythmic divisions are basically multiples of 2. You can get groups of 3 too, but mostly the rhythms are multiples of 2. These here are half notes. These are worth 2. These here with the dots on them are worth 3. We didn't even go through that. And this one with no stem on it is worth 4. So let's say it with me. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. Wait a minute. I'm pointing with the pencil like you can see that. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Does everybody get that? Okay, Glenn Allen, clap it. 2, ready, go. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Piece of cake. Valdez, clap it. And ready, go.
Sorry, thought process.
Okay, I was like, wait, I think that was right. Okay, we're going to start over.
And ready, go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, Altoid worthy performance. Give yourselves a round of applause.